solving the very question number 7. Now we have on the board, solve 7 over 6, open bracket, 3m minus 1, close bracket, then minus 8 whole number, 1 over 3, and equal to 3 over 2, open bracket, 2m minus 5, close bracket. Guys, this is not different from question number 6 that we just solved. The only difference now is that the fraction is arranged outside the whole expression. So we are going to see how this is solved. Now, if we put down our solution this way, then the first thing we are going to do is to rearrange this question. How do we rearrange it? We are going to make 6 a whole of the denominator of this function. Guys, we have this as 7 open bracket 3m minus 1 all over 6. This is the rearrangement. Then minus, understand that this is a mixed fraction. So we are quickly going to convert this mixed fraction to improper fraction, guys. Now, how do we convert a mixed fraction to an improper fraction? What we do is to multiply the denominator by the whole number, then add to the numerator. Are you there? So we are going to have 3 times 8, which will give us 24, and 24 plus 1, that will give us 25. Then we have here as 25 all over 3, then equal to. Then the next thing we do also is to arrange this, and we are going to have this as 3 multiplied 2m minus 5 all over 2. Guys, with what we see here, we are looking at this question to liken being a question that comprises both equation with fractions and equation with bracket. So first of all, we are going to remove the bracket first before we clear the fraction. So what do? We first of all clear the brackets. Guys, to clear the bracket, all we need to do is to multiply the respective factors by the respective bracket by their multiplication factor. For the first bracket, the multiplication factor is 7. So we are going to have 7 times 21, guys. We are going to 7 times 3m, we are going to have 21m, and 7 times minus 1, we are going to have minus 7 all over 6. Then minus 25 over 3. Then is equal to 3 is the multiplication factor for these other brackets. Therefore, we are going to have 3 times 2m, that will give us 6m. And 3 times minus 5, guys, we are going to have minus 15 all over 2. It's as simple as this. Guys, the next thing we are quickly going to do now is to clear the fraction. Now, how do we clear the fraction? To clear the fraction, we simply say that we are trying to eliminate the denominators so that we can make this equation a linear or direct linear equation. That's exactly where we are heading. So we quickly say clear the fraction. Now, guys, to clear the fractions, one of the first thing that you do is to find the L.C.M of the denominators. Guys, now the L.C.M, which is the lowest common multiple of 6, 3, and 2, is 6. Yes, the L.C.M of these 3 denominators will still give us 6. Therefore, what are we going to do? We are going to multiply this whole of this equation by this new x, the second fraction by 6, and the third fraction by 6. Then whatever we have, we are good to go. Now what do? Well, we multiply the first bracket by 6. So 21m minus 7 over 6 minus 6 times 25 over 3, then is equals to 6 times 6m minus 15 all over 2. Now that we are at this point, the next thing we do is to quickly divide this L.C.M with the respective denominators so that we can successfully eliminate the 3 denominators. Are we there? Yes. This is what will enable us to clear the fractions totally. Now what do? 6 divided by 6 is 1. So we are going to have 1 times 21m minus 7 minus 6 divided by 3. Guys, we are going to have it as 2 open bracket 25. Then equals to 6 divided by 2. Guys, we are going to have 3 into 6m minus 15. The next thing we are going to do, now that we have cleared up the denominators, the next thing we are quickly going to do is to what? Open the bracket, because clearing the fraction or clearing the denominator, eliminating the denominator, lands us in equation with brackets. So what do, guys? We simply remove the bracket. So we come here and have remove the brackets. And guys, to remove the bracket, what you do is to use what? The multiplication factor for each bracket to expand the respective brackets. Is that correct? Yes. So for the first bracket, the multiplication factor is 1. Second bracket, the multiplication factor is -2. And the third bracket, the multiplication factor is 3. So let's quickly start with the very first bracket. So 1 times 21m, guys, we are going to have 21m. Now 1 times -7, we are going to have -7. We are done with that. Then -2 times 25, guys, we are going to have -50. Yes. And 3 times 6m, guys, we are going to have 18m. And 3 times -15, guys, we are going to have -45. We have these as -45. Guys, it's as simple as this. Now that we have successfully opened the bracket or removed the brackets, what do we do next? We will collect like terms. Now this becomes step number 3. Collect like terms. Guys, this is very, very interesting. Yes. Now what do we do when we are collecting like terms? What are we up to? All we need to do here is to ensure that all the variables are what arranged at the left hand side, while all the integers or the constants are arranged at the left hand side. So first we start with the variable. So now at the left hand side, the first variable that we have here is 21m. Are we there? Yes, it's 21m. So we are going to put down 21m. Then the next variable that we have is 18m, and that 18m is at the right hand side. Now we need it to be to the left hand side. Now when we move 18m plus 18m from the right hand side to the left hand side, it automatically becomes -18m. Rule number 2 obeyed. Now the next we do is to look out for any other variable. If there is none, then we can simply pull down our equal to. Then the next thing we do is that we'll now come to the right hand side where we are working at. The first term that we have at the right hand side, which is constant, is -45. Understand that this -45 is not leaving the right hand side to the left hand side. So therefore, the sign will remain as -45, not +45. So we put that in -45, being that it's still maintaining the right hand side, it's not crossing. Then when we now come to -7 at the left hand side, we need this -7 to appear at the right hand side. And when -7 crosses the sign of equality, rule number 3 of linear equation is obeyed. And what's the rule number 3? That -7 will now become +7 at the right hand side. Then finally, at the left hand side, we have -15. Guys, this will also obey the rule number 3 of linear equation. Guys, now when -50 crosses the sign of equality from left to right, it automatically becomes +50. Then we're going to have +50 at this point. Now when we remove 18 million from 21 million, guys, we are going to have 3 million, right? Yes. 21m minus 18m will give us 3m, and 3m is equivalent to 3 million. All right? Yes. Now we're going to have 3 million on the board. Then we have -45 plus 7 plus 50. Now, first of all, you can decide to add 7 to 50 so that we can have 57. Then when we now have -45 plus 57, guys, we are simply going to have 12. As simple as that. Yes. So -45 plus 7 plus 50 is 12. So we have this as 12. The next thing we quickly do is to divide both sides by 3, being the coefficient of m. Now we are going to say divide both sides by 3. By this statement, we simply mean that 3m will be divided by this 3, and this 12 will also be divided by that 3 also. Then 3 divided by 3, we have 1. Then we have 1m, 1 million, is equal to 12 divided by 3. Guys, will we have 4. This is as simple as it is. So when you come back to the very first step we took and go through other rigorous steps that we went through before we land at the promised land, you will see that this thing is very, very easy. All that we do is just application of principles. So like I said earlier, when you understand the principles, guys, you become a master when it comes to solving problems on linear equation, whether direct linear equation, equation with brackets, or equation with fractions. Guys, I will blow your mind when we come to word problems leading to a linear. Now guys, welcome back to the very last question, question number 8. Now on the board, we are asked to solve 4/5 into 2y minus 5 close bracket, is equal to 2 over 3, open bracket, 2y minus 7, close bracket, plus 2 all over 15, guys. This is not different from the questions we have been solving all this while. The same principles we applied in solving question number 1, 2 to 7 is the same principle we are going to apply here. No difference. So all you just need to do in this is understand the pattern of the question. All right? Then you will take the first step. When you take the first step, the second step will follow, other step will follow. Then you will see yourself getting the required answer. Now let's head on to the board as we solve this particular question. So first, like I said, you rearrange this question, and this question would have given us 4 open bracket 2y minus 5 all over 5. This is the rearrangement. Bring this 5 as the denominator of everything that we have there. Then is equal to 2 open bracket 2y minus 7 everything over 3. Then plus 2 over 15. Guys, like we have this now. This is a combination of equation with brackets and equation with fraction. And like I said earlier, the first thing we are going to do, based on the fact that we are following only one pattern in this class, is that we are going to first of all clear off the brackets. Then we have clear the brackets. Now to clear the bracket, guys, what do? We will multiply each bracket with their respective multiplication factor. Now, guys, for the first bracket, the multiplication factor here is 4. So we are going to use 4 to multiply everything inside this bracket. And then we are going to have 4 times 2y. Guys, we will have 8y. Then minus 4 times 5, we are going to have minus 20 all over 5. Then equal to 2 times 2y, guys, we are going to have 4y. And 2 times minus 7, guys, we are going to have minus 14 all over 3 plus 2 over 15. Now that we have successfully cleared off the brackets, the next thing we are going to do is to clear off the fractions. That's step number 2. All right. Now to clear off the fraction, what do? We simply find the L.C.M of the denominator, because that is our what? Focus. Then we say clear the fraction. All right. Yes. Clear the fraction. So the L.C.M of 5, 3, and 15 is 15. Yes, you can solve that out. You can work that out. The L.C.M of 5, 3, and 15, guys, is still 15. So what do we do now? To be able to clear off this fraction, now that we have gotten the L.C.M of the denominator, we are going to multiply this whole equation by the L.C.M of the denominators. Hope that is taken. Yes. So we are going to have 15 multiplied by what? 8y minus 20 all over 5 is equal to 15 times 4y minus 14 over 3 plus 15 times 2 over 15. Guys, this is all about it. Then what was the next thing we quickly do here, guys? All we just need to do now is to divide those L.C.Ms we have there by the denominators. Then we are going to have 15 divided by 5, which will give us 3. Open bracket 8y minus 20 is equal to 15. Now the next is what? 15 divided by 3 would have given us 5. Then we have 5 open bracket 4y minus 14. Then lastly, we are going to have 15 divided by 50. We have 1. We are going to have plus 1 open bracket 2. Guys, what's the next thing? Okay, now that we have successfully cleared off the fraction, the resulting outcome is now what? Equation with bracket, and we know what we do. Of course, you know what you do to what? Equation with bracket. First is to what? Remove the bracket. So we state here, remove the brackets. Great. All right. Now to remove the bracket, guys, what do? Well, we get what? Each of these brackets being multiplied by their respective multiplication factor. So now for the first bracket, the multiplication factor here is 3. So 3 times 8y, guys, we are going to have 24y, and 3 times minus 20, guys, we are going to have minus 60 is equal to 5 is the multiplication factor for this bracket. So we are going to have 5 times 4y, and this will give us 20y, and therefore 5 times minus 14, guys, we are going to have minus 70. Then finally 1 times 2, we are going to have plus 2. It's as simple as this, guys. So what's the next thing we do? The next thing we are quickly going to do, guys, is to collect like terms, right? Yes. is to collect like terms. So it says collect like terms. Guys, now to collect like terms, what do? We ensure that all the variables are arranged at the left hand side while all the constants are arranged at the left at the right hand side. Is that correct? Yes. By collection of like term, it simply means we should arrange all the variables at the left hand side and all the constants at the right hand side, following rule number 1 of linear equation. Therefore, we are going to have the first variable here is 24y, which is already at the left hand side, so there is no need to change the sign. But the next variable is 20y, and 20y is at the right hand side. Now, we need this 20y to appear at the left hand side. That means it has to cross the sign of equality from the right to the left. And we understand that anytime plus 20y crosses the sign of equality from the right to the left, rule number 2 must be obeyed. Therefore, this would have become minus 20y. Now, and put down our equal to. Then the first constant that we have here at the right hand side first is what? Minus 70 plus 2, guys. Then the next thing is what? We have 60, guys. Now, when we move minus 60 from the left hand side to the right hand side, rule number 3 of linear equation must be obeyed. Then minus 60 would have become plus 60. Then we have this to be what? Plus 60. Guys, what's the next thing? We are quickly going to remove 20 from 24y. Is that correct? Yes. So we are going to have 24y minus 20y. Now, guys, 24 minus 20 would have given us 4. Then we put down 4y is equal to the next thing we are quickly going to do. We have minus 70 plus 2 plus 60 would have given us minus 8. Or guys, you can first of all add 2 to 60, which would have given us 62. Then minus 70 plus 62, guys, we have minus 8. So put down minus 8. Now we are not going to leave our answer here because the coefficient of y is greater than 1. And what do we do to eliminate that? We are going to divide both sides by 4. Now we have divide both sides by 4. So what do? We simply have 4y over 4 is equal to minus 8 over 4. Guys, 4 divided by 4 is 1y. We're going to have 1y. Then equal to minus 8 divided by 4. Guys, we are going to have minus 2. Guys, this is the end of the very session called equation with fraction. So guys, I am going to see you in the next very video where we shall be demystifying problems under what problems leading to linear equation. Are we there, guys? Yes. So please, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do. And ensure that you hit the notification bell so that anytime we release and upload mind-blowing content, guys, you will be the first person to take advantage of those contents, right? So please ensure that if you have any question to this end that we have, you can post it down at the comment section below. Then subscribe to our YouTube channels so that you can always enjoy our Master Builders content. This is going to make you wise in not distant time. So see you guys in the next very session where we will be looking at what problems leading to linear equation. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.